Good morning, it's Katie Carlson, and I'm going to do a basic video on Dotloop. When you get into Dotloop, yours might look a little bit different just because I'm in the admin loop. But the best way to do it is we are going to start by adding a loop. So when you first start a loop, you're going to want to put in the address 123 Main Street. And then what I always do is I put buyer or seller. In this case, I'm going to do seller and last name. So this will allow for you to, easily see it's a listing and the last name of the individuals. It also will help me be able to find the loops and know what's going on with them. The loop template, you're going to do what kind of loop it's going to be. In this case, we're going to do a listing residential. And if you have a photo, you can upload a photo. And sometimes if you pull from the MLS, if you're on the buying side, this will automatically pull in the cover photo from the MLS. We'll create the loop and we will go into it to start editing. So you'll find some documents that are automatically in here: owner's property disclosure, relationship, listing agreement, lead-based paint, seller's estimated costs and fees, and mold. Down here under property information, based on the year of the house, you're going to have your US code and your lead in your home brochure. This was actually updated in January of 2020. So it's a brand new brochure. So a couple things in Dotloop. Anytime, like say you have somebody fill documents out in person, you go on your listing agreement, you give them the owner's property disclosure, and you have them do the listing doc. If you want to upload those in, the best way to do it is you're going to go over here and add document, and you're just going to browse, and you're going to pull it from your desktop after it's scanned in. Once it's in here, you will be able to go over here to these three dots and you can rename it. So owner's property disclosure. You can also tag and say seller signed, or you can also say signed when it's all parties have signed. So you can add tags so you can easily see which one's which. And then in the event like this one was not filled out because you did it in person, you can again go over to these three dots and just go ahead and archive it. The easiest way for you, actually for me, to be able to audit loops is to have them very organized. So the way that I would prefer you do this, just a suggestion, but easiest way, is when you're doing lookups, if you put all the lookups under property information, when you get the title commitment, put it in title information, listing docs, and then what I do is when I get an offer, I add a folder and I'll go offer Jeff Curtis and just put the name of the agent. And then if you get multiple offers, you can just do a second one and say offer Ben Goebel. So this will allow you to kind of separate those out. And then in the event you take one of those offers, you can actually archive the entire folder. And when you archive it, it goes to the bottom and you don't see it. However, if you ever want to, you can go show archived, pull this back up, and then say over here, unarchived folder, and it will be back to its same spot. So in the event that you say take Jeff Curtis's offer, doesn't work out, you can archive Jeff Curtis's offer and pull Ben Goebel's back up. Anytime you get a title commitment, you want to put it into Dotloop and share it through Dotloop. The easiest way to see if something's shared is you can always scroll over these, and a lot of times, well, not right now, it'll pop up saying who it was shared with, and that makes it easier for me to see has the title commitment been shared. Down on the bottom here, you'll see this task list. This task list is locked. This is the one that I use in order to audit. So you guys won't actually be able to click any of these. However, you can also create task lists, or you can load some templates we have. So we have this optional listing task list that will pull down here at the bottom. And this allows you to go through, do things in order a listing packet, listing info sheet. These are the lookups you need to do. So that you can kind of cross things off on your list, and you can edit this by up at the top. You can go into templates, and templates will have an option for you to create task lists, and you can have those load onto every time you do a loop. So that's an option too. So when you are doing a listing and you have somebody sign the sign the listing agreement and you needs to be reviewed by myself or Jeff, the best thing to do is you go up here and you hit submit for review. 1, 2, 3 main, and this should automatically fill in. Okay, so then here you would say, okay, listing documents, listing type, and say, Katie, please review listing, ready to go live in tomorrow, please sign. And this way it doesn't create a new, it's much more streamlined for myself or Jeff to be able to go in and look at it. The other thing about Dotloop that's great is that it creates an activity log for everything that's happened. So up here in the activity log, you can go in and you can see everything that I have done. This will also allow, when you send information to clients, you'll be able to see that something was done and that if they opened it and what day and time, so that you have that kind of tracking, especially with things like title commitment. If somebody says, well, we never got that title commitment, you can go in and you can see that it was sent and that if they viewed it or not. So that's another great thing. If you need to pull in documents that are part of the Montana MLS documents, you're gonna go over here to templates, scroll down to Montana Interactive, and then, buy, sell, or whatever you are looking for. Buy, sell agreement, residential. There's also other documents that are part of SOLA, and those documents in here, you go to templates, go to SOLA Realty Master Folder, and here's things like insider checklist, listing appointment docs, payoff authorization from whichever title company you're using, so that you have those in there right from the get-go and can have people filling those out whenever you want to. Another great thing about Dotloop is that you also have the ability once you open up documents. So we're going to go into, I'm going to add a document, go to browse. We're just going to do this. So actually, maybe that's not the best one. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to actually pull in from the templates, but this would be in the event that, so we're just going to pull in a trading title commitment. When you're in Dotloop, you're going to go into the document. And so this would be if you are on the MLS and you decide to download all of the property information and you download it into one PDF, you can actually put it back in here and you can split document, and then you can split it into, say, like 4 documents, and you can say mold, OPD, lead, and relationships. And it will split the document, and then you want to do the page number so that they're correct. It will split those into all 4 documents, so then you can send them individually as you want to. This also works in the event that you have people sign in person, scan everything into one document. You can go in here and split them out so that you're putting them into the MLS correctly. So then see, it's got mold, lead, OPD, relationships. Okay, so then also on inside checklist, well, I'm going to show you how to add signatures. So this is pretty easy. Up here, you're just going to go add signature and add it to wherever there's a signature block. You can also, add initials, add text, name, date, check boxes, and strike throughs. You are able to kind of make these whatever size you need, which is particularly important when it's a text box. And then if you look over here, you can see in the event that you made a mistake, how to delete them. So what you're going to need to do is highlight it, and then you would go Shift Delete, and it'll get rid of that box. So pretty user friendly. When you're adding individuals into here, you're going to first add them down here and add a person. Say Ben and I were going to list this together. I would put in Ben Goebel, and I would add him to my team. I would not use this in the event that it's a client. You only want to do this if it's another agent that is going to be working on the transaction on the same side. So if Ben and I were co-listing something, that's when I would do add to my team. I would not do it when it's the agent on the other side. All right, so the first time that you open up a buy sell, you're going to, or a listing agreement, either of them, you're going to have this ability to do an autofill. So in here, you can add person, and say seller. And then you will just kind of walk through everything. We're going to do 4% commission, total, NA, expiration date, and you're going to fill all these things in, and then you're going to hit autofill. After you hit autofill, you still have the ability to go in and edit documents as you need, but it will save you some time on putting information in. And especially when you have the buyer or seller already in there, it will automatically fill as you do different documents. So, and if in the event that you somehow click out of there, just go up here and hit autofill again. Oops. And then it will pull this back up so you can go back in and autofill. All right. One last thing about Dotloop is that you can never delete anything out. You can archive, but the whole purpose of it is it keeps a track of everything that's happened in a transaction. It tells you, what somebody might have signed. So when you're trying to do a new, like say you do an offer and there's a counter offer and you want to redo it, instead of just changing your buy sell, the other better option is to do make a copy. Main Street. So you go to this and you just go wherever you want it, listing docs. And so you want to keep a copy of that old one you sent, but then this will also allow, so there's the new buy sell. And so you can go into new buy sell, it will delete any signatures, and you can update prices and things like that. In the event that you make a mistake and people have already signed, when you go in to change a mistake, it will delete their signatures so that nothing could be changed after someone signed. So if you change something, you're going to need to have your clients go back in and re-sign the documents, which I know can get kind of tedious, but it's better to have those kind of checks and balances in place. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know, but those are our Dotloop basics. Thank you all and have a good day.